Imagine a world where every treasure, silk from China, spices from India, gold from Africa, had to pass through the hands of one empire. An empire so powerful, so perfectly placed that it didn't just rule by the sword, but by controlling the lifeblood of global trade. This empire was the Ottoman Empire. Today, we uncover how the Ottomans built their wealth, shaped world history, and forced Europe to search for new worlds. If you love exploring how money, power, and empires shaped civilizations, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the untold stories of wealth that built our world. In 1453, something happened that would change the world forever. Sultan Mehmed II, known as Mehmed the Conqueror, captured Constantinople. For over 1,000 years, this city had been the jewel of the Byzantine Empire. But for the Ottomans, it was more than just a city. It was the gateway between East and West, the bridge between Europe and Asia. By taking Constantinople, the Ottomans didn't just gain new land, they gained control of the Bosporus Strait, the narrow passage that connected the Black Sea to the Mediterranean. Whoever controlled this passage controlled the flow of goods, wealth, and power between continents. And now that control belonged to the Ottomans. The empire was blessed with geography. The Ottomans sat at the crossroads of 3 continents: Europe, Asia, and Africa. Caravans from Persia, Arabia, and India moved westward across their lands. Ships from Venice, Genoa, and Spain sailed into their ports. The empire stretched across the Balkans, Anatolia, North Africa, and the Middle East, literally surrounding the most important trade routes of the world. It was said that all roads lead to Rome, but in the 15th and 16th centuries, all trade led to the Ottomans. After the conquest, Constantinople was reborn as Istanbul, the new Ottoman capital, and soon it became one of the richest, busiest cities in the world. Picture the Grand Bazaar, endless rows of shops filled with spices from India, silks from China, carpets from Persia, coffee from Yemen, and gold from Africa. Merchants shouted in dozens of languages: Turkish, Arabic, Greek, Italian, Persian, and more. Venetian traders bargained with Arab merchants. Jewish bankers financed deals between caravans and ships. For Europeans, spices were more than flavor. They were luxury, medicine, and wealth. Pepper, cinnamon, and cloves were worth their weight in gold. And the Ottomans held the keys. Whoever wanted them had to pay Ottoman taxes, tariffs, and prices. The Ottomans didn't grow spices, they didn't weave all the silk, they didn't mine all the gold. Instead, they controlled the routes through which these treasures flowed. They acted as the gatekeepers of the world's wealth. Their wealth built magnificent mosques like the Süleymaniye Mosque, palaces like Topkapi, and funded armies that stretched their empire across continents. But wealth wasn't just about luxury, it was about power. By taxing trade, the Ottomans could finance wars, buy loyalty, and dominate politics from North Africa to Eastern Europe. But there was a problem. Europe grew tired of paying the Ottomans. Every shipment of spices came with high costs, making goods expensive back home. European kingdoms wanted direct access to the East without Ottoman middlemen. This frustration gave birth to the Age of Exploration. In 1492, Columbus sailed west, hoping to find a shortcut to Asia, and instead stumbled upon the Americas. In 1498, Vasco da Gama sailed around Africa and reached India, opening a sea route to bypass Ottoman lands. In a way, it was the Ottomans themselves who pushed Europe to explore the oceans. Their monopoly on land trade forced Europeans to create new routes, and in doing so, discover new worlds. Still, for centuries, the Ottomans remained unmatched. Under rulers like Suleiman the Magnificent, the empire expanded deep into Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. Their navy controlled the eastern Mediterranean. Their armies threatened the gates of Vienna. Their culture flourished with art, architecture, and science, all funded by trade wealth. Istanbul was called the Queen of Cities. Its markets glowed with treasures, its mosques touched the skies, and its wealth rivaled the greatest empires in history. But no empire lasts forever. As European explorers built colonies in the Americas and sea, trade grew across the Atlantic and Indian Oceans. The Ottoman monopoly weakened. Ships filled with silver from the New World bypassed Ottoman lands. The wealth of spices and silk flowed directly into Lisbon, Seville, and later London and Amsterdam. The Ottomans, once the masters of trade, began to lose their edge. Their economy struggled, and their wealth slowly drained away. The Ottomans remind us that geography can create empires, and the control of trade can decide the fate of nations. For centuries, they were the gatekeepers of the world's wealth, and their story changed history forever. If you enjoyed this journey into the Ottoman Empire, don't stop here. Explore more stories about how wealth built civilizations, from the first coins to the rise of paper money. And if you're new here, don't forget to like this video, share it with friends, and subscribe to History of Wealth, because the story of money is the story of power, and it's a story worth knowing.